more in terms of improving our ability to do business and perfect the hustle by, of course, learning a few things that it takes to do business successfully. No doubt, let's take a look at a business tip this morning so we can get ready to make some money later in the day.
We partnered with UNDP to bring the informal markets traders and vendors who were typically left out of the tech ecosystem. And we saw that during the days of COVID and lockdowns, they were the most affected. They could not access the markets, their shops, and many of them who stayed in the markets, sleeping in the markets, customers could not move to them because of the curfews and because of the restriction on movement. So together with UNDP, Jumia created a platform for them to be able to reach customers who were staying home. And so this platform is still working. We have more than 2,000 vendors who are trading on this platform every day. These vendors are typically young people, women, we have people with disabilities. So it's been a successful partnership for Jumia and for the UNDP. We're expanding this to other countries. I think other countries like Senegal, Ghana, and Kenya are looking to replicate the same. So we're very pleased with the impact of this partnership with the UNDP. Well, it's very important because, of course, one, it adds one additional incremental channel for revenue, right? So they reach more customers who are at home or in their homes and in shops. But more than that is that they have proof of transactions, that they can show how much turnover they're making through the Jumia platform. And this turnover is a credible point for them to get financing from banks. We have Jumia Pay, for example, which also helps them access credit through the Jumia partners, and they can invest in their business, they can invest in their growth, they can invest in stock. So on top of the additional sales they make, they also are able to use the data we collect on their behalf to access financing to be able to grow the business. Well, these are very, very difficult times. We've not seen this level of inflation in a long time. In fact, for us, this level of inflation would have to go back in the 70s, this high level of inflation. So it's been a long time since we've seen this level of inflation in Uganda, but it's a global inflation. It's not just affecting Uganda. And the impact, of course, as well as on everyday people who see that their needs, food basics, things to go to work, fuel, have all become extremely expensive. At the same time that companies are not increasing salaries, right? So companies are not, increasing salaries, but the cost of living is going high, the cost of electricity, the cost of water, the cost of fuel is going high. So, and absolutely, it's a nightmare for the economy and for Ugandans. And yeah, we are part of the economy in Uganda and globally that when consumers have uncertainty, when consumers see the prices going high, of course, it affects their mood to spend, it affects their consumer confidence, and consumer confidence has a real impact on customer choices. We've seen that whereas the demand has not dropped overall, but the demand for specific segments of our business has decreased. We see customers more interested in buying the everyday essentials, food items, groceries, but they're not investing in electronics, in other products that are typically much more expensive. So a segment of our vendors are not doing extremely well. Vendors who are dealing in phones, who are dealing in appliances and TVs, this is a very difficult time for them. But we've seen they've come back now, and we've seen that consumers now see that the prices, whereas in other segments are going higher, the phones are slightly coming down, the TVs are slightly coming down, because they realize that consumers don't want to spend a lot of money. So it's a lose and win, that those vendors have to lower their price, and it's a win for customers that they can benefit from these products that are otherwise much more expensive in the good times. Well, e-commerce has been a success story in Uganda. We find that Ugandans are generally very tech savvy, what we call early adopters. They're very excited and willing to try new things, like selling online, like buying online. And we see that for those who have been early adopters, love it, and they come back. So I think Uganda is one of the better countries across Africa. But even with that, we're still at the beginning, right? Is that the majority of us still go to Kampala Road and go to Chikubo and go to these places where there's no security, there's no guarantee or warranty. So the majority of people still go there. And that's, for us, what we're focused on, making sure that people realize the value of buying online and the value of selling online. The protections that we've built in these businesses. It's make sure that customers who come online have products that have warranty, that have right to return items, have the right to check out something, see if you like it and keep it, or you can send it back with the same delivery agent who has dropped it off. So there's a lot of power within the customers when you are purchasing on Jumia and purchasing online. And we think that it's going to continue to grow. Yes, when we asked consumers who purchase offline, I said, what is a single barrier for you to shop online? And the majority of them say, I just don't know how this whole thing works. And so they see Jumia and they see the app and they see the ads, but how does it even work? So the majority of us still have not made that jump because they just don't understand it. Then you have those, of course, who are out of habit, used to go into the shop, talk to the shopkeeper, touch the product, go home, and come back tomorrow and look at it again and try to negotiate the price one more time. And then on the third time, that's when they make a purchase. And so there's a habit all of us Ugandans have, is that you first check it out, go over several times and make a purchase. Then, of course, there's the issue of trust. When my products come the way I've seen it on the laptop or on the phone, if I order for a phone, will I get exactly what I'm looking for? And so there's a real issue of trust. And we have, of course, consumers in Uganda who have been affected by fake products on the market, fake Chinese knockoffs that come into our country. And correctly, they are absolutely doubtful that if I order online, will I get what I'm looking for? And we've tried to address that in our business model by allowing customers to pay on delivery. That you first get the item, make sure that's what you want, and then you pay on delivery. And if you don't like it and you've already paid, you have 2 weeks to send it back to us for a full refund or for a replacement. So we've tried to address these fears to make sure that people can feel comfortable shopping on Jumia and shopping online.